Hi there. Society. Is it broken, or was it designed that way? Take a long, hard look at what we call society today, and it's easy to see that the entire structure is flawed, not only by its sheer numbers of human beings thrust together and yet separated, but flawed by its belief systems, its systems of so-called government, and unimportant life aspirations. This society cannot survive. It really can't. Mankind has built his urban sprawls of immense size that occupy and destroy the planet like an unstoppable virus. His systems of control of the people are almost absolute, but the people remain blissfully unaware of their lifelong disconnect from the rest of the entire universe. The people who form part of this society are taught not to believe in things like life on other planets, ghosts. They're taught to believe in a God who loves you so very much, yet will cast you into a lake of eternal fire, torture, pain and suffering if you disobey his rules. Religion is a control mechanism and nothing more, and it's a cancer infecting the people at their very heart and their reasons for living. Propagating these control mechanisms is made easier by the separation of the people into concrete jungles of brick, stone and glass, to isolate them from the natural world and all of its wonder, and feed them more technology and mobile devices and virtual reality systems to further remove them from the real world, to further isolate the individual from those around him and everything that's independent of thought and mind. Studies show that the human mind cannot process more than about 150 people. To thrive, we require intimate connection with a small tribe. We flourish in a small, strong community with a rich mix of physical labour, love and gratitude and devotion to the spiritual. Our culture, though, is toxic, partly because it's anonymous, not woven together with fine threads of connection, friendship and tangible community. The family is separated into fragments. The tribe is digital and ever-changing. For many, devotion and participation with universal spirituality is merely a pastiche of nostalgia and nods to reading snippets of Buddhism and Hinduism. Every time a baby girl is born in the Indian village of Triplantry, the villagers all come together and plant 111 trees in her honour. In small indigenous villages and tribes, there's no stress, no bombs, no homeless or crime or prisons, no junk food, no external debt and no poverty, and yet by those in society they are called primitive. Native American tribes too had no prisons, no debt, and nobody worked for another in order to eat. An anthropologist once proposed a game to a group of children in an African tribe. He placed a basket full of sweets by a tree and told them that whoever got there first won all the sweet fruits. When he gave them the signal to run, they all held each other's hands and ran together, then sat in a circle enjoying their sweet fruits. When he asked them why they chose to run as a group when they could have had more fruits individually, one child spoke up and said, "Ubuntu, how can one of us be happy if all the others are sad?" Ubuntu in their culture means I am because we are. Did you know that one of the reasons you feel refreshed while walking through a pine forest is because of an anti-inflammatory compound called pinene found in conifers? It is used in the treatment of asthma and is abundantly present in cannabis indica, which has the nickname marijuana. Now, let me tell you something about cannabis. It was while the big pharmaceutical companies were trying to get cannabis indica banned as a healing herb because it can treat and cure so many diseases that the American Medical Association coined the term marijuana to make the herb sound more Mexican and therefore, in the USA, easier to defame. But let's get one thing straight. Cannabis cures cancer and successfully treats a myriad of conditions like fibromyalgia, Parkinson's and epilepsy. It's one of the 50 essential herbs in ancient Chinese medicine. was widely used across the known world for 12,000 years, up until 1930, when it was banned by countries around the world to preserve the profits of pharmaceutical giants. Pharmaceutical companies don't want to cure anybody, they want to keep their customers. Why else would they continue to treat people with chemotherapy and radiotherapy when chemotherapy itself was devised from mustard gas, designed during the First World War to kill as many people as possible? The cure for cancer is well known, but there's no profit in it for Big Pharma because you cannot patent a plant, a herb. Our society cannot work for the good of all because it's not constructed for that. The disconnect of the people from each other, raised without connecting to nature and the universe, sees to that. Religions made of fear, sin and guilt successfully remove free spirit thinking from its flock. Sheep run in flocks. Society encourages you not to believe in life on other planets that do exist and in abundance. And it encourages you to believe in a god, devil and demons, etc. that absolutely do not. So ditch religion and all of its controlling influences in your life. Seek out your own spiritual awakening and make every effort to spend time in nature. And remember this, for every disease or condition on earth, nature has a plant to treat it. Open your mind and connect to nature and all its wonder. Remember this, you are a universal being living multiple lifetimes. Don't let society take that knowledge from you.